All right, and we are on. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I am really excited about this. We are going to make two different types of perfume. We're making a women's perfume and a men's cologne. I'm really, really excited about this. So I'm actually getting married in about 3 weeks, and some of the gifts that I'm making perfume for my bridesmaids, and I'm making my fiance a men's cologne. And the reason I'm doing this is because I thought it would be a really sweet gift. And I'm also very, very sensitive to toxic smells and chemicals. And we find a lot of that toxic substances in perfumes. And so I thought this would just be a nice gesture to them. And it would also help me on my wedding day to not have to worry about reacting to all of those different smells that often come with a lot of perfume. So I don't know about you, but for me, anytime I walk past someone who has a lot of perfume or hair products on or anything like that, where it's like very heavily scented, I am very, very triggered. And so I will have an immediate physical response. And it's something that has worsened over the years because the longer that I haven't been around that, the more severe my reaction can be. And it just goes to show like how harmful those products are for you. So women's beauty products are one of the most toxic things that you can have in your home. So if you are using perfumes or are using skincare products or hair products or beauty products that are just not great and they have very concerning ingredients, I would highly suggest that you take a second look at those and just make sure that you will be wanting to put that on your skin after this, because if you Google the ingredients, especially if you can't pronounce most of the ingredients, that's not a good sign. And so for me, when I made the switch and ditched a lot of my skincare products and my beauty products, I got to see a major difference in my health and overall well-being. And so even if you ditch, your toxic products, that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy skincare and beauty products and hair products that make you feel beautiful and amazing. So I'm going to show you how to make we're going to start with the women's. I'm going to show you how to make some perfume. So I actually took the liberty of having these little perfume cards. You can make these yourself, or you can write them down on your phone. I would suggest writing down everything that I'm going to talk about today so that you have this recipe for yourself. But for me, because there's all kinds of different perfume bottles, but I'm actually going to make a really big one because I want it to last a long time, because I tend to use perfume quite a bit. So there's different recipes. So for the 1 millimeter, and you can go ahead and write this, there's going to be 4 drops of bergamot, 12 drops of ylang ylang, 8 drops of black pepper, 1 drop of vetiver. So that's for the 1 millimeter. Those are typically going to be perfume bottles about this big. For the 2 millimeters, that's going to be about like maybe this big. It's going to be 8 drops of bergamot, 24 drops of ylang ylang, 16 drops of black pepper, and 2 drops of vetiver. And for the 3 millimeter, which is going to be like a really tall perfume bottle like this, it's going to be 12 drops of bergamot, 36 drops of ylang ylang, 24 drops of black pepper, and 3 drops of vetiver. So make sure you have that written down. And I'm going to go ahead and make the 3 ml just because this is a very tall bottle. So we are going to start with the first one. We always start with the first one listed, which is going to be bergamot. So there's 12 drops in here. And here's a cool trick, if y'all don't know this already, but if you take a good look at your essential oil bottle and just look over the top, there's actually a tiny hole on the side. Mine is right here. And if you aim it right here as you're dripping, it'll come out so much easier. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So especially if you have a thicker oil like vetiver or myrrh or something like that, it's going to come out so much smoother if you find that little hole first and then use that as kind of like a guide as you're measuring out your oils. Okay, so now we are going to use ylang-ylang. And I put that one over here because it's also in the men's cologne. This one, I love the smell of it just by itself. Like a lot of people think it's overpowering, but it is the perfect oil for perfume. It just smells so heavenly. Okay, so there's actually 36 drops. This blend is mainly ylang-ylang, with a couple of different added scents in there as well. So this one is going to have 36 drops because we're making the tallest one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can already see that beautiful color there. Okay. And now we're going to do black pepper. This one will have 24 drops. We're making, again, the 3 millimeter. It calls for vetiver. So vetiver is an incredible oil. It smells like a walk in the woods. It is so amazing. I love to use this, especially like in a very flowery oil like this, just to tone that down just a little bit and add some nice like spiciness to the oil. One thing that you want to do beforehand is just kind of hold your oil bottle in your hands just for like a minute or two, because the consistency is very thick. It's a lot like honey, but if you just warm it in your hands for a minute or two before making your perfume, it's going to come out a lot smoother. And then also opening it up and finding that little hole on the side, it's going to come out so much smoother. Okay. Again, this is one of the thickest oils that we have, so it comes out very slowly. One thing you never want to do with your oils is shake it to get it to come out. You want to be very, very patient with it. So here we go. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the most beautiful, like just a really, really soft, it almost looks like honey, like a soft, yellowy gold color. So here we go. But here's 1 drop. Okay, I'm gonna readjust because I don't think it's focused on the hole here. I'm sorry about that. One thing that I find really helpful about the thicker oils is kind of like blow on the top, and then you can really see where the hole is. Yeah, the point of that is to try and find the hole first, because that will definitely save you a lot of time. Okay, so now we are going to top this off with something to really distribute those oils, let them flow out of the spray really naturally and just lay really nicely on the skin. Because otherwise your oils, like if you fill this up with water, it's not going to really distribute because the oils are going to float to the top and then you're just going to not have anything in the middle. So you're going to want something to kind of carry all of that in and distribute it. So right here, I have vodka. Melissa suggested using witch hazel if you don't want to use any alcohol, and that is totally fine. You just want something that's going to help get those oils completely through the entirety of the bottle. So we're going to use a little dropper here. And this blend is called Forever, by the way. This is the one I'm making for all the bridesmaids in my wedding. And shake it up. And you can find any of these perfume bottles on like Amazon or anything like that. Like you can pretty much find them anywhere. But look at this pretty color. Like it's just so light. Shake it up and spray. And it smells so good. You can really, there's just the lightest hint of the vetiver and it really draws it out. So that's how you make the Forever one. And then we are going to make the Dare Men's Cologne. So this one I'm making for my fiance Connor, and I made him it for the wedding, and then I smelled it and I was like, okay, I like that so much. And so I'm gonna make myself a bottle because I don't want to steal his, because it was supposed to be a gift for him and that wouldn't be very nice. So I'm gonna make one for me because I loved it that much. Okay, so this one has orange, juniper, ylang-ylang, vetiver, sandalwood, and I'm actually going to use, you can use any type of sandalwood, but I'm going to use sacred sandalwood because that's my favorite one. Frankincense, northern lights, black spruce, myrrh, and cedarwood. So, and again, it has the 1 millimeter, which is going to be like a perfume bottle about this big, a 2 millimeter, which is going to be like maybe like this big, and then a 3 millimeter, which is going to be like a pretty large perfume bottle like this one. So we're going to make the 3 millimeter, which is going to be 6 drops of orange, 18 drops of juniper, 18 drops of ylang-ylang, 9 drops of vetiver, 15 drops of sandalwood, 9 drops of frankincense, 9 drops of northern lights black spruce, 9 drops of myrrh, and 9 drops of cedarwood. Okay, so we're going to start with the first oils, which will be orange. This calls for 6 drops. Orange usually comes out really, really fast because it's not as thick as vetiver. 6. And then there's juniper, which this is going to be 18 drops of. Juniper smells amazing. It always reminds me of the farms in Utah, because all the times that I've gone, they were distilling juniper. And if you've ever been to any of the farms, like they have a runoff stream from the distillery where they have like the excess water mixed with the like leftover essential oils that were in there, and it smells so good. So this is what it always reminds me of. It's the farms in Utah. Okay, so this is 18 drops and 18. Okay, and then we're going to do 18 drops of ylang-ylang. You'll find that ylang-ylang is a very common oil in most of these perfumes just because it's just amazing. It smells like a perfume, like straight out of the bottle, but it helps to carry a lot of the different scents. So we're going to do 18. 1, 2. Okay, we're going to do 9 drops of vetiver. And since I already had it kind of warmed up beforehand, 8 and 9. Now, with perfumes and with colognes, you're going to get the best results like 48 hours after you make them, because that really gives all the oils time to distribute and to blend. So if you smell it right away, it's going to smell good, but it's going to smell amazing in about 48 hours. Okay, so now we're going to do sandalwood. This calls for 15 drops, 14, and 15. Okay, and then 9 drops of frankincense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 drops of northern lights black spruce. 8 and 9. 9 drops of myrrh, which this is definitely one of the thicker ones. Actually, I think this lid is stuck. Yeah. Okay. We are going to skip the myrrh for right now because I cannot get this bottle off. But there's 9 drops of myrrh, and then we're going to do 9 drops of cedarwood. And then we're going to top it off again with the vodka or witch hazel, whichever one you prefer. And I'm going to leave a little bit of room because I'm going to ask my dad to help me open this myrrh because it is not working for me today. So that's how you make perfume and cologne. So hopefully you enjoyed that. My name is Abigail McDonald. This was so much fun. Thanks for bearing with me as I kind of like struggled through there a little bit with the myrrh not opening, and then I couldn't find the little hole on the vetiver, but it's a typical day. It's a typical day in my life. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.